Hello Aries, thank you for joining me today. It's Sandra here from Wolf Moon Tarot. I hope you're all doing okay wherever you are. Now this reading is going to look at your energies between the 7th to the 13th of December, Aries, or thereabouts. The universal timing is fluid, so it's very different to the timing here down on the earth plane. But in any event, I've pre-shuffled the cards to get your energy into the cards, Aries, so I'll just do a final shuffle now of the Psychic Tarot. And so we'll just lay them down. So this is your energy or a situation, and then what you're thinking about, hidden influences or what's at the root of this situation, and the past influences, and then the future going forward, and then something else that the universe would like to say to you, Aries. And at the bottom of the deck we have Truth, Major Arcana. This is the Justice card in ordinary tarot. So this is talking about a need for truth, or truth coming in, a need to balance the scales. As you can see, the scales are not equal, they're not balanced at this time. So a need for the scales to be balanced in some way. So let's see where this is going, shall we? And the final shuffle of the Wheel of the Year Tarot. And we'll just lay them down on top in the same order for a little bit of depth and clarity. There we go. And at the bottom of this deck we have the World card. And in this particular deck, what this is saying is that something was moving, something was going forward, however it's come to a standstill at this time. Okay, so I'll just put that to one side. Before we have a look at the card, I just want to get a couple of messages from the Oracle of Visions. Could we have a couple of messages from the Oracle of Visions, please, for Aries, the 7th to the 13th of December, or thereabouts. So here we have the number 21, and this talks about Lady Luck, fate, taking risks, evaluating situations, could be about superstition as well. So let's just put that to one side now. And then we have number 27, and this talks about attraction, magnetism and infatuation. Alright, so I'll just put that to one side as well. We can come back to them a little bit later. So Aries, at the heart of your reading we have, it's a Major Arcana. This is talking about solitude, taking time out. It's very similar card to the Hermit in ordinary tarot, but just taking time out to search within ourselves, look within your intuition, search for answers for something that perhaps is bothering you, perhaps, or for others of you this could just be having time on your own. I think a lot of people around the planet are in that situation at the moment, so it could be that you're having to spend a lot of time on your own, and just thinking how, what to do and how to spend that time wisely. So but certainly researching and searching within for some answers, perhaps. And the clarifier is the Seven of Pentacles. And this is when it's not quite the right time for something. Having to wait, just got to wait a little bit longer for something to come in. For example, the lady is heavily pregnant, but it's not quite the right time for her to give birth. And the tree that she's been looking after and feeding and watering through the summer, the apples have grown beautifully, but they're not quite ready for harvesting. So this is very much about time. Something's not quite the right time. And so this is a clarify for the solitude. So having to take time out by yourself, look for answers, research perhaps, because it's not the right time for something, for something else. You just got to wait a little bit longer for something to come in or for things to get moving again. So that's at the heart of your reading, Aries. And just bear with me a second. And then what's on your mind at the moment? Well, we have the Temptation card, which would be the Devil card in ordinary tarot, and the Princess of Pentacles. So in this particular deck, it is all about temptation. So what you'll think, there's something on your mind that you're trying to resist something, but you keep getting snapped back to thinking about it. So there's something that's tempting you, something that's trying to draw you in. Now it could be to do with an obsession or an addiction, perhaps, or a preoccupation, something very much preoccupying yourself about. And although you're trying to resist it, but this is what you're thinking about, something to do with the temptation. Now, the Princess of Pentacles as a clarifier. This is my accountancy card, and this is when managing what's coming in and what's going out, managing money, perhaps, managing your affairs. So trying to keep the books balanced, if you like, trying to keep something balanced. Keep having enough money coming in to keep the books balanced. And it looks like, there is plenty coming in. There is plenty coming in. But this is a clarifier for the Temptation card. So, the need to balance the books, to have enough, not to have more going out that's coming in, perhaps. Because you've got something on your mind that's very tempting you. And I think whatever it is, it will have an impact on perhaps keeping the books balanced in some way, whether it's to do with money and income, work, whether it's to do with emotions or something else, trying to keep things balanced. Okay, this is just for some of you, Aries. It won't resonate for all of you because it is a general reading. Now, at the root of this situation, or a hidden influence, there's a third party situation. Now, third party can either be when there's another person that comes in between a relationship, or it's when an addiction or an obsession or a preoccupation, for example, as identified by the Temptation card that you're thinking about, when that can actually come in between a relationship and interfere with the relationship. Because to clarify here, we've got the Six of Cups. And the Six of Cups, as you can see by the picture, there's a young woman looking. She's thinking about a couple. She's watching a couple from afar. All right, and for me, this is very much about a third party situation. thinking about, you know, something from the past, memories from the past of being with somebody, but that somebody is now with somebody else perhaps. So this is at the root of this situation, a third party situation where you're thinking about somebody that you used to be with, for example, as an example, Aries, who is now with somebody else. And this is what this is. This is at the root of this situation. And so, you know, you're taking time out to think deeply about it, to try and tap into your intuition, to perhaps get more information that's needed. But there's something that, you know, it's not quite the right time for going forward with this, whatever this is. Something you just got to wait a little bit longer. All right, so the third party situation is definitely this is a temptation. This is what you're thinking about. Now it may be an obsession to do with perhaps a third party situation, while you're busy, but you're also very busy trying to balance things and balance the books. Okay, so the past influences, we have destiny, and this is a major arcana again, and this is the Wheel of Fortune, the Wheel of Destiny. And remember that came out underneath the Wheel of the Year Tarot, but it had come to a standstill in this particular picture, and that there was no movement. Things had been moving, and that certainly signifies this Wheel of Destiny here, because this is in the past. This is a past influence. So in the past, the Wheel of Fortune or the Wheel of Destiny had been turning in your favour, and I feel it was to do with love. I'm very drawn to the green of the heart chakra here. So I think it was very much to do with perhaps having the green light, to do with a relationship in the past. But of course, it ground to a halt. It came to a standstill. And the clarifier, again, is the Hermit. So it could well be that as a result of the Wheel of Fortune going forward, green light, and then coming to a standstill, which has caused the Hermit mode. Remember, right at the heart of your reading was the solitude, which is very much similar to the Hermit energy. So in the past, as the red light was going forward to do with something, but then clearly it ground to a halt, resulting in having to go away on your own to try and find the answers, to search within, to follow a different light, to follow a new journey, perhaps a new way forward, or to find a new way forward. Okay. Now, going forward, we have triumphant success. So this is the victory card. This would be the Ace of Swords in ordinary tarot, but this is very much about the mind. And so I feel that whatever this is that's playing on your mind at the moment, that going forward you're going to be able to cut it away, cut the doubts away, the dark clouds away. You're going to fight the temptation, whatever that means, and you're going to be triumphant. You're going to be victorious, and I think it's a lot to do with the mind, a lot to do with the way you're thinking and your mental processes. But you're going to be successful in cutting away in your mind. You're getting rid of the dark clouds, the dark thoughts, if I can put it that way. And yes, we've got the Four of Wands, which is about having a secure and stable home life, having created something stable and secure, and having worked hard to provide stability and provide something very successful within a family home situation. Okay. Lovely, lovely energies going forward. So whatever it is that you are tapping into your intuition about, and trying to get answers about, you know, you're going to be very successful. You're going to fight this temptation energy. You're going to fight it, and you are going, I think you're going to be able to balance the books here, and manage and get things on your life on a good footing, on an equal footing, but very much being triumphant going forward, and with establishing a secure home base for some of you. Now, something else that the universe wants to say to you, for some of you Aries, we have the number 5 here, which is about conflict and defeat, and the Knight of Wands. So the conflict and defeat, that's when in your mind you are feeling conflicted. You are, you know, there's lots going round and round in your mind, and you, although you're being successful and victorious in many areas, you don't feel it. You're conflicted. You're feeling conflicted in your mind. You're feeling that although there's been successes in some area, and a victory, you feel it's a hollow victory. You feel that you don't feel it's successful because you're very sort of quite conflicted in your mind about things and feeling defeated in some area. And it may be something to do with this third party situation in the past, and the fact that you are currently fighting your demons, thinking about how to resist temptation in some area. All right, so I think what the universe wants to say, you know, this is just about summing up for you, and that it understands how you're feeling, that in one sense, you know, you're going to go forward victorious and successful, but sometimes in your mind, you're feeling, you don't feel like it's success, that there's success. You feel like it's not. You feel a little bit like the wounded warrior, if you like, walking from the battle. All right. Now, the clarifier is the Knight of Wands. And this is about movement and change, and it's a very optimistic, energizing energy. All right. Sometimes it's about moving home. It can be for some. It can be about moving home. But definitely the Knight of Wands brings in positive action, brings in positive movement going forward. So I feel the universe is acknowledging that at the moment this is perhaps how you're feeling, but it's not going to last. Because remember, at the heart of your reading you had this the Seven of Pentacles, which is about just waiting a little bit longer to get the answers and to feel, you know, more successful and victorious. And I do think it's about stability and balance and fighting any mental conflict, you know, getting rid of the mental conflict, the thoughts going over and over in your mind, pulling you one way and the other. I feel this is not going to last, because what's coming in for you, things are going to change. Things are going to become, you're going to feel more energized. You know, and the ones are about passion, energy, creativity and change, you know. So you're not going to stay in this energy for very much longer. It's not going to last, Aries. Things are going to change for the better for you. All right. And I think, you know, when we look again at this, at the Wheel of Destiny here that has come to a standstill, you know, that's how it feels for you. That's how it's been feeling for some of you, Aries. But, okay. Because the card we had here was about attraction and, you know, fatal attraction, if you like. And magnetism and infatuation. And I think that's, you know, there's a lot of that energy perhaps still around you, which is what you've been thinking about. So So something about needing to let go of something from the past. I think that's what this is saying. But this energy is still around. And that's why you're in the hermit mode, in the solitude mode, you know, thinking deeply about which way to go forward, how to move on from this situation. And but you are going to be successful, remember, you are, and you're going to get more stability going forward as you move on. All right. Okay. I'm going to leave the crux of the reading there, Aries. I'm just going to get another card for you. So could I have one more message for Aries, please, to round this reading up? One more message for Aries, please, to round this reading up, for the 7th to the 13th of December. And do remember it's a general reading, Aries, so it won't resonate with all of you. So just finally, we have in the flow. So everything's smooth sailing. So this is where you're heading. You know, you're going in the right direction. You know, whatever the torment is that is around you at the moment in your mind, you know, it's not going to last. And it's all for a reason. It's all part of the process, Aries. It's all part of your process. Working your way through whatever it is that's been tormenting you. And I think it is to do with a past relationship. So, you know, this is all part of the process. This is all part of the journey. And you are going to move on from it. And, you know, everything is going to be smooth sailing then. And you've got all of that to look forward to, Aries. All right, so just stick with it. Stick with it. Whatever it is you're doing at this time, you know, you're going to be successful in working your way through whatever this is. And it'll be something slightly different for all of you. All right, Aries, I'm going to leave it there. If you've enjoyed this reading and it's had meaning for you, if you could please like, share and subscribe, that'd be fantastic. Thank you. I do appreciate all of my subscribers that are helping the channel to evolve and grow. But thank you for joining me today, Aries, and I hope you can join me again in the future. Bye bye for now.